In this module, we'll turn the EU AI Act from theory into a concrete plan. You'll assess where your organization stands today, surface hidden risks and gaps, and turn that into a practical, prioritized roadmap toward AI compliance and resilience. Before you design policies or buy tools, you need a clear baseline. That means auditing where AI is already used, how it's governed, and where today's risks and gaps actually sit. From that assessment, you run targeted analysis that feeds directly into your compliance strategy, your roadmap, and the specific requirements you place on vendors. Picture your EU AI Act assessment like a radar. At the center are your high-risk systems. That's where governance, documentation, and investment must be most rigorous. Around that are limited and minimal risk uses, still inventoried, but with a lighter touch approach. And this radar must also cover vendor and SaaS AI, even when those systems are hosted outside the EU. Now think of AI governance as a maturity journey. At the start, work is ad hoc and reactive. Then you reach an emerging stage with scattered, inconsistent policies. Defined means you've documented standards. Managed adds measurement, monitoring, and real control. Optimized is continuous improvement. For EU AI Act readiness, the realistic goal is to move from emerging into clearly defined and solidly managed. Policy maturity follows a similar path. Early on, AI is covered only by generic IT policies, maybe a draft ethics statement that nobody really uses. Over time, this evolves into a formal AI policy explicitly mapped to the EU AI Act, translated into concrete controls, embedded into day-to-day processes, and regularly audited for effectiveness. Organizational maturity is about moving from improvisation to a repeatable system. First, clarify who owns AI risk. Appoint an AI risk officer and a cross-functional steering group. Second, replace ad hoc approvals with a standard AI lifecycle and define checkpoints. Third, move away from spreadsheets towards shared registries and governance platforms that automate tracking and evidence collection. For any high-risk AI system, the Act expects a complete control loop. You manage risk across the whole lifecycle, govern data quality and provenance, and keep humans meaningfully in the loop. You document decisions, and you monitor performance and incidents after launch. You also give users clear, honest instructions. Together, these elements form your target operating model for high-risk AI. A practical gap analysis has 4 moves. First, build an AI inventory and classify each system by risk level and lifecycle stage. Second, describe how each system actually operates today. Governance, data, and oversight in real life. Third, map this against EU AI Act expectations to spot specific gaps. Finally, prioritize fixes by combining risk impact with effort and cost. AI leaders need 2 solid baselines: structured risk assessment before deployment and disciplined data governance. That means rating risks, tracking mitigations, and measuring data quality and bias. It also means being able to prove where data came from, under which consent, and how it is managed over time. Oversight and transparency are where leadership really shows. First, transparency. Users must clearly know they're dealing with AI, what it can do, and where it breaks. That's basic trust. Second, human oversight. Someone accountable can pause, override, and question the system, and is properly trained to do so. Third, documentation. Decisions, data, and design are traceable, logged, and genuinely audit-ready, not reconstructed later under pressure. Most AI programs obsess over building and launching. The real blind spot is what happens after go live. Post-market surveillance means continuously monitoring models, catching drift, learning from incidents, and escalating serious issues fast enough to satisfy regulators and to protect your customers and your brand. To close the gap quickly, focus on low-effort, high-value moves. Start by updating user notices so it's always clear when an AI is involved. Then build a simple inventory of AI systems. Next, introduce lightweight risk checklists for all new projects. Finally, standardize one-page system descriptions, so documentation is consistent and easy to review. Quick wins are not enough. You also need structural changes that stick. Establish a formal AI governance body with clear authority and scope. Invest in enterprise tooling for inventories, registries, and monitoring. For high-risk systems, re-architect where needed to enable robust logging and traceability. And embed AI checks into procurement and vendor management so external systems meet your standards. You've now completed your initial assessment. The immediate priority is clear. Build a reliable AI inventory across your business. With that foundation, you can design a realistic compliance roadmap, and then tackle vendor obligations and foundation model requirements with confidence.